And when did you know you were an artist?
I still don't know what that means. Is it when your ego gets so big you just start walking around lying to people? That's how you know. What the question? How do you know when you're an artist? What would be the best? What would be the best answer?
That's fantastic that you had a teacher who was so supportive.
It's not that I had. So yeah, it's not that I had a teacher. I just got rid of a teacher. That's all there is to it. It's just you in direct contact with someone who needs something for their walls. Ideal in paintings.
Tell us how your work has evolved since then.
You figure out what they want and you get it to them. But the other part is that once you find out you're bored, a real artist can just go ahead and drop whatever it is they think someone wants and do whatever it is they want. They can just change the whole thing up.
When we spoke last week, you described yourself as an abstract painter who loves to struggle with ideas.
When we can go back to this idea thing, let's just say the whole world is as mechanical as this is that, or these ultimatums. This is always that. So the world is constructed as this is always that. And what you do is when you do a painting, you destroy or confuse or flirt or falsely agree so that you could trap them in a new reality. So art is about trapping someone without them knowing it. Without them knowing it, they fell into a trap, into a new reality. They thought you, the artist, was always this. You, the artist, is always that. And then what you do as an artist is you ruin that mechanical way of thinking. You ruin it for them, and they'll enjoy it in the end.
Do you try to create something every day, or do you take breaks?
I try to create something every day. It's all I do. I also try to absorb something every day. So I try to seek out something to become interested in, and then I metabolize something every day. Metabolize, take it in, put it out. I do that just about every day.
And is your studio in your home? Do you have a home studio, or do you go out to a studio?
I have a home studio. I sit here. It's like there's not a window in it. It's just like a giant closet that I make art in. I sometimes forget what time it is. It's only until I open the door to get out of my studio that I'm aware that there's something called time and day.
You always had a designated workspace.
Yes.
Okay. And you said something really, before I get to that, what mediums do you enjoy working in?
Medium do you use? It's like, is it my part of like a group if I use oil paint? Is that what you're trying to say? Like, I use oil, so, he's a fine artist. Because everybody knows that people that use acrylic are just kind of kids off the street. They never had an artist in the family. Acrylics are the most like lowbrow form of paint.
One of the things you spoke about, you said in art school you didn't get to do oil painting a lot because that just didn't happen. And after you graduated, you pursued oil painting to get better. And you said you went through a phase where you just felt like you needed to build your skills. Explain how that happened for you.
Yeah, that's true. Because going to school, the oil paint's obviously messy. If you give it a bunch of students, they're just gonna get it on everything. They're gonna ruin their clothes. Also, it's a bit more expensive. It's like, why even waste a quality material on punk kids? Just give them acrylic or tempera.
Um, yeah, that really stuck with me, how you work through your fear of things and you just set these goals for yourself and continue to meet them. What are the questions that and or ideas that drive your artwork?
Yeah, it's uh you just you need to I just want to know that I could attempt it all. Not necessarily be good at it all, but I could attempt all the forms of art, all the forms of creation.
What working artists do you admire a or feel a thematic or visual kinship with?
Uh, I like Walter Sickert. He taught Winston Churchill how to paint. He's one of my favorites.
Anyone else?
Maybe Whistler.
What made you settle on abstract painting? If you learned other forms of painting, figurative painting, what is it about abstract that appeals to you?
It's a lot more people are willing to hang it on their wall. It's like elevator music for a room. If I was doing stuff that had some sort of concept in it, people just like icons and decorative pieces. There's no need to be original or anything sophisticated. If you're competing against other artists in sophistication, you're not going to sell art. You're just going to be working for a university. You're just going to be some sort of thing that's siphoning money off the state. You're not going to be a real artist. Plain simple.
What was your inspiration for cultivating imperfection?
I just got to make sure my materials are stocked. I have every color, I have every paper, every brush. I just need to show that I have a wealth of material to create art with. So if that means going on the internet and going on Blick.com or some sort of online art store and dropping $1,000 on paint, then I just go ahead and do that.
And how long did it take to work on, how many paintings are in your exhibit?
There's about 7 pieces right now for the exhibit called Sexy Men. They're chosen by Eli Kluger, painted by me. They're all done. They're just face portraits done at a certain size, and there's what I think they're all men. They're all sexy men.
How long did it take to work on those, all 17? Did you work on it with this exhibition in mind?
Yeah, once one exhibition's over, I think of the next exhibition. It usually takes about a month to paint the paintings. So yeah, it's like the day of the last art show that I do. When it's over and no one hardly even comes to the art show, I think about what's the next art show.
Has the conception of your show changed since your original proposal?
Well, I thought people would like sexy men because they thought I was sexualizing women.
Talk about your process and your technique for creating your paintings in this show.
I would look up a certain picture of a certain sexy man, and I would just try to find the one that speaks most neutrally to the audience, so you could truly see their sexiness.
Okay, I selected 4 of your paintings for us to look at.
Yeah, this painting right here is of Richard Gere. He was in that movie where he bought a prostitute, Julia Roberts. It's called Pretty Woman. Everybody liked it, and then there was a rumor going around that he was shoved gerbils up his ass. I don't know what to believe.
So when you researched this, Did you see how Ms. Draper decorated some of the rooms? Were the plants really lush? You said there was a lot of greenery.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's a portrait of Richard Gere. Are you talking about the
Okay,
gerbils?
right. Haven Ashley, who is our assistant gallery director, describes the palette for these works as a superb mix of earth tones and energetic jeweled hues. What are you relaying with your choice of colors?
Oh yeah, this painting is of Ben Affleck. He's a funny dude.
Right. Okay. And the next one is Visitor's Wake. This was really interesting to me. The colors are a little brighter. What is meant by Visitor's Wake? What is this? What are we seeing?
This is when Antonio Banderas was in from Desperado, and he just came right into the bar with his secretive um, guitar case that had guns.
Okay. And the next one, the last one I picked out is Ridges.
Yeah, ridges. It was about George Clooney's eyebrows, the ridges of his eyebrow. Just a really sexy dude, real sexy man. There's not much more you can say about George Clooney. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I see that. Okay. Um, to everyone who's on, if you have questions, you can type them in the chat, or when I'm finished, I can open the dialogue up and you can jump in and ask questions. Um, what's next for you? And what has this period of quarantine or sheltering in place been like for you creatively?